Hi team, so today we're going to be looking at that HighFlex cycle case study that we have been provided to analyze in class. So we're going to be looking at the Excel portion. We're going to try and kind of guide you through how to do part of it in Excel and kind of manipulate some data to better understand sales dollars and margin dollars. So again, it's Rachel here with also the help of Deb and Lucas to try and help you through this. So our step one would be to open your HighFlex cycle case study, the Excel one, the Excel file. So once you have that opened, it should look something like this. You notice that at the bottom there are 4 tabs. So there's the financial metrics, employee chart, metric rankings, and strategic metrics. We're going to be looking through a few of them today to try and help us answer some questions. So looking at the financial metrics, we notice that there's a lot of data here to go through. Trying to look through all of this raw data, it would be very timely, so we're going to have to better manipulate it and organize it in order for us to get an understanding of what's happening. So now we see we have a blank sheet. So we go back to our financial metrics tab, and we notice that people always purchase based on the brand and the model and the selling price, right? So they're going to know the price, they're going to go to the model of the bike and the brand, and that's how they're going to specify what they want to purchase. In terms of that, we're going to now organize by brand and model. So to make it better than going through all of this data, we are going to now sort the data by brand and model. In order to do so, we're going to click on the row that we want to sort. We're going to go up here and click this sort button. Now you notice that there are arrows on every column, the top of every column. This way we can kind of organize and see the brand and model. So we're going to click on the arrow beside the brand. You can notice that you can sort this data in different ways. If we look down here, we can see that this is all selected. So this shows how many brands this company sells. So far, there are 4 brands that they sell. Exit. Now we can look at the model tab. Clicking on the arrow beside the model, we can now see all of the models that are offered. So what we want to do is we want to organize the brand in order to find out the models per brand. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the arrow for the brand again, and we're going to deselect all of the brands. We're now going to select brand one at a time. So I'm going to start with the Giant brand. Select and exit. Now you can see all of the data is only showing the Giant brand. Okay, so there's a lot of information here as well. So what we can do is now we can look at the model, go down, and we can see all of the models that they offer. They only offer 3 models for the Giant brand. In order to do the sales units, calculating it, we're going to go look at the financial metrics tab. So we notice that this tab, there's nothing indicating our sales units per se. What we're going to be using is the sales dates. So pretty much this just indicates on what day, what brand, and what model was sold, which will tell us how many were sold each day. It's just kind of a tally of what was sold and the day of it. So in order to do this, it's a little bit easier because now we have everything sorted. We can go back to our step 1. We're going to use the COUNTIF formula. So what we can do is we're going to go up here. We're going to click equals, and we're going to type COUNTIF, just like that. Bracket. Now the range. So what the range is we're looking for models. Because since we're looking for models, our range has to be all of the models possible. Let's go back to our financial metrics tab. Click on the column that we want. So this now highlights the entire model column. And we can go up here and we need to push comma. Now, the first model that we were looking for is for the Giant brand, and it is Avail. So we are going to do a quotation A-V-A-I-L, and close bracket. Now what that does right here is that says that we are going to count, we're going to look through all of the model column for something matching a veil. So we have to be very careful in what we type here because it has to match whatever's here, or else it's not going to calculate it properly. So once we're finished that, we click enter. Now, you will tell beside a veil, it'll give you the number of sales units. Okay? So what we can do is we can use that exact same formula for each model. Now, this makes it a little easier is we can click on this, drag this down, and there we have it. It is going to copy that formula for each of the rows right here. The problem is now that they do not match each model. So we have to go back into each formula and change the model that we want to search for. So we're going to start by typing equals, and we're going to do V lookup. Okay, and it has brackets. So you can see that the V lookup function here says we need a lookup value. So our lookup value is going to be a model, because we are going to be referencing from the models in order to fill out each of the questions under strategic metrics. So I'm going to push a veil there. That's just to show that we are referencing models. We're going to do a comma, and now we're looking for a table array. So now we have to go back to our strategic metrics tab. Looking at our strategic metrics tab, we know that we want to reference a model, and we know that we're trying to fill in the first column of time required to demonstrate a bike over here. So we're going to highlight from the model to the bottom of that column. Now you see here, up in our equation, we have our reference point and our table array. So we're going to go in and put a comma after our table array. Now we have to do a column index number. This is out of which columns that we have highlighted do we need the information from. So in this case, we need the information from the second column that we highlighted. This is column 1, and this is column 2 of our table array that we just highlighted. Okay, so we're going to push 2 and another comma, indicating that we are looking for the information in column 2. After that, we're going to type in false to show that we want the exact match for each model. And we're going to push enter. Now you can see that it is populated the correct rating for the time required to demonstrate a bike for a veil. Now to save time with that step for each of these models, we are going to go up into our equation and we are going to freeze the formula. So we want to, in front of the B, up here in front of our table array, $, and then in front of the 2, another $. We're going to do the same for the next little set. We're going to do a $sign in front of the C and a $sign in front of the 20. This is now freezing the formula and making it absolute so that we are able to pull down the equation and populate the entire first column for each model, and it'll change depending on the name of the model. Okay, so with that, we're going to push enter again. And we're now going to take this and drag it down. As you can see, it has now populated this column, and it has changed depending on the model. So now these will now match whatever is in the strategic metrics tab. So we just want to make sure we delete these empty file status because we don't need those populated. Okay, so that is how we use the VLOOKUP function to fill in from our strategic metrics tab a little easier of the information. So we're going to use that VLOOKUP function for each of these columns here. It is also best to show your analysis using a chart. So up here you can see that we can choose from different types of charts. We just chose the pie chart to easily indicate the percentage of difficulty level in the time required to demonstrate a bike. The higher the percentage of difficulty indicates the harder it is to actually sell a bike.